Hey there, welcome back to the table. We're getting ready to do some more heat. So, the big thing with, first a couple things I wanted to go over. First of all, we're going to try to do the GOAT mode, which of course is the epically long campaign. And then second, we do have some rules clarifications, and thank you to the viewer who made those rule clarifications. I will go over those in a very brief second. This, by the way, is part of your starting hand. Okay, so first things first. I learned this game from Board Game Night, the video series from Board Game Geek. And they taught me wrong. Those jerks. That's what you get for listening to YouTubers. I mean, why would any of you ever listen to a YouTuber? And technically I don't consider myself a YouTuber, but still I am on YouTube, so I guess I am one. I'm just in denial. Okay, so we were talking about the different phases here, and I said that you, if you slipstream around a corner, and you take those 2 bonus point movement, that movement point would hurt against your corner check. That's not true at all, and it's on page whatever the viewer said, page 6 or whatever. And he was right. You just have to look on here. So right here, page 6, slipstreaming does not increase your speed value for the purpose of check corner step. And then replenish hand. Take all cards from your play area, put them into your discard pile. That is the only time they get reshuffled. I was saying that they get reshuffled as depending on which step you were in here. That's not true. So if I played these 3 cards for this particular hand and I had to reshuffle, I would not put these 3 cards in before I reshuffled. So those were the 2 mistakes I made, and both of those I got from that YouTube video from Board Game Geek. And that's what I get for not reading the rulebook myself and relying on other people. Now, the reason I took... You always start the game with... you almost always start the game with 3 stress. But the number of stress and heat cards you get is based on the actual board. So see right there with the USA map, you get 3 stress and 6 heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the stress and heat cards temporarily back, and then we're going to let the game dictate to us how it's done. So in GOAT mode, we are going to do 1961. So you grab these grandstand cards. We're doing 1961, race 1, 2, and 3 in that order. 1962, race 1, 2, and 3. And then 1963, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything in that order. So all we have to do is we just start with the top card and we go from there. So the first race is going to be in Great Britain, and the first 3 drivers to cross the finish line on the first lap immediately gain a sponsorship card. So we got a lot of stuff that's happening here. So first thing I got to do is get rid of this USA map. And that means I got to reach across the table and get all of our racers. The other thing I wanted to announce is, here's our lineup here for our championship series. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opponents, and our luxury van from the Game of Life Here and Now edition. So this is going to be us. We're going to be driving in the yuppie car, and everybody else is going to have the really cool race car. So it'll be us versus them. Now, I know I grabbed the yellow one, and I happen to be using the blue player cards and stuff. I guess I could stop being lazy. Yeah, let's stop being lazy. We'll use the yellow player. Look at this. We're even going to be less lazy. We're going to grab the yellow player sheet. How about that? Nothing but the finest for my viewers. And then we'll take the blue cards here and toss them in exchange for the yellow ones. So much more exciting to have the yellow ones. Oh, one other rule issue from the last time I played. When you're checking the corners, which is what this step is, it has like the speedometer symbol here. If you play a card like this one, that does not count for the corners. So a 5 card can get you around a corner, and this does not count towards blowing your corner speed. So this is a mega card for going around corners. Super duper value. You don't have to count it because you only have to count the ones with the speedometer. I did not catch that, and again, I blame the series. This one also doesn't count, but it's a 0, and we never counted that one. So you do have a lot more versatility, which does mean that it's going to be a lot easier to beat the AI because every one of these things is helping me. It's not helping them at all. All right, so we have our cards. Like I said, you're going to draw 7. That's always the case, no matter what you do. But we will possibly be shuffling in. Oh, before you shuffle, you got to get the stress cards. Never mind. Let's wait. Okay, so the British card. Going back to this, we got to grab the British map, and I don't know. I have Italy and USA out right now, so I'm gonna go grab. Sorry, I got stuff falling everywhere here. Not as organized as I would like. I am getting out the board right now. Here we go. Great Britain. I'm just going to stick it right over top of the USA map. So this is Great Britain. This is our first map, and you can see the board is suffering a little bit. Nothing that a set of poker chips won't fix. Alright, we'll let that try to reset its memory a little bit. Okay, so then when you're going through the championship series, you go through what it shows here. So this is called the upgrade step. And the one thing I have to look at, because like you upgrade once per race, but if you're doing a whole series, do you reset again or don't you? Because we're doing what's called the GOAT. At the end of each season, all players keep a single upgrade card of their choice. Okay, there you go. That they did address that. Thank you. All right. Okay, so what it's saying is that we get to grab an upgrade, and if you're playing multiple players, it's no different really. It's just so you have these little upgrade cards here, and there's quite a lot of them. We got a whole bunch, and I don't know why I'm getting these heat cards. Like, why are these heat cards in there? That's the second time I've seen that. Like it looks like it's a heat card for the black player, and I don't know if that's just a typo in the printing or what. So basically, you have to shuffle, which I'm doing right now, and basically you're going to draw 1 card per human player, plus 3. So we're basically going to draw 4 cards. As soon as I can master shuffling without them being sleeved. I usually sleeve a game, so I don't have to do this type of shuffling anymore. But I didn't do that in this case. And the side shuffling doesn't work quite as nicely when they're not sleeved. It sort of works. Alright, so it's mini races. We're going to score championship points. And since I have 7 cars in the race now, so the way it's going to work is it's no big deal. I'm proxying my own racer. So when we do the AI cards, we're just going to AI all six of the players, right? So I have 6 AI bots, which are easily covered, and then I'm just proxying my own. And there's enough room on the championship chart here for 8 racers. So you could bring a buddy. If I happen to have a buddy, I don't. But if I happen to have one, I could have added them to the race too, and it's really not going to change the outcome, or it's not going to change the balance of the game at all. That's one of the beautiful parts about this. So that part's really nice. Okay, I am done shuffling here. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now I get to choose one of these, and it gets added to my hand or to my deck. I think to my deck before I shuffle. Like, it's just an upgrade. You pick a card from this market, starting with the player who is in last place. After everyone is picked, the player Okay, so then after everybody picks, you can choose to swap an upgrade card you currently have with one of the ones that are left. So, for example, if I had an upgrade card and I didn't like it, but I like two of them here, I can grab one for my upgrade, and then after everybody's selected their cards, if there's any, whatever ones are left, and there's always going to be at least 3 left, because you draw the number of players plus 3. If any of those final 3 are ones that you like, you can swap one that you currently have for it. I'm guessing it, yeah, it goes into your deck and then you just shuffle. Yep, shuffle any leftover. Alright, so yeah, there's a giant list of cards that you can get, and whatever one I choose, the other ones just go back into this, this deck. Okay, so let's go over some symbology. This one is going to allow me to discard, or I'm sorry, that one is not going to allow me to discard. You may immediately discard that many stress cards. Nope, that's not it. Although I think that is that's what I was just going to say, is that one is about stress cards. Here we go. Nope, not listed there. Body. Yeah, it is reduce stress. You may immediately discard this number of stress cards from your hand to the discard pile. So this would let me discard stress from my hand. I don't know. I don't really hate stress all that much, but if I did, this would be the card to take. And it counts as a speed of 3. So I would get a speed of 3, and I can just... Now look at this one. Speed of 7, but when I do it, I have to take 2 heat. Then what's the 3 cool? Take up the number of heat cards from your hand and return them to the engine. So I guess you're taking 2 heat, and at the same time you can discard 3. This is an interesting one, for sure. You're going to be taking a lot of heat, but at the same time you can discard heat depending on, you know, what's in your... And the gas pedal is similar. It moves 4. This symbol means I can play this card from my hand directly. So I don't have to, it doesn't count towards my, so if I'm on 3rd gear and I play 3 cards, I can play this one as a 4th. It's a direct card I can play. It causes me to gain a heat, and apparently I can also cool down one as well. So, also very good. And then we got the tires. So with the plus signs, it normally is right there, +2. So this, by the way, the exclamation point is mandatory. You must do this. Now, what this +2 means is, since it's a speedometer, what it does is it allows me to add +2 to this. So this becomes a 5. So for purposes of going around this corner, I can do a 5 instead of a 3. So the tires help me to go around that corner a little faster. I sort of like that, because corners are where it's all at. Now, the 2 plus signs, it is saying, yeah, the example it shows is that 2 plus signs are with a speedometer, which is saying that you get to accelerate, but that's not what this is. Oh boy. So it is saying that that's the adjust speed limit one. We got that. Oh, you know what? That might be 2 stress. I think that's the stress. So you're going to treat it like a stress symbol, except it's 2 of them. So basically I got to draw cards, and then what I get, and it's random. So that makes going around the corner a little scary, actually, because I could maybe get a 4 or something, and so that's interesting. I was actually going to take this until I saw that that was resolved like stress. I don't know which one to take, folks. I think the body one for sure is out. I think that one's crap, to be quite honest. The stress isn't that big of a deal. The tires are attractive because going around a corner at +2 is fantastic because that gives you a. But the 2 stress thing, you can't like control your speed, so you may end up taking heat because what if these 2 pluses turn into a 4 and a 4 when you were expecting a 3 or less? It could be bad, but the +2 around a corner could also be game changing. I know that a 7 is amazing because that most I can do is 5 right now, but it's also not. I mean, it's an extra 2 spaces. I can just accelerate, so I can take a heat for a turbo every turn, and draw another card, and get the 7. Sometimes I don't get the 7, mind you, when I do that, but for one less, like this costs 2 heat to do. Now, granted, it lets me put 3 heat back, so it's got an interesting dynamic. I'm going to take the tires. Let's try the tires. If we hate it, we hate it, right? And then I'm just going to put the rest of them back into the deck, and we won't see them again until the next race. Okay, so that phase is done. This will go into our shuffle. Next, we get 2 sponsor cards. That's what this is. So let me grab the sponsor cards. That's what these are. These are sponsor cards, and these are one-time use. So they carry over from race to race, but not championship to championship. So year to year, they don't carry over. So we are in a. There's 3 races this year. This is not a 4-race year, and you can always verify that just by looking at the cards here. You could see that 1961 is just 3 races. So if I get sponsor cards here, I can wait until the 3rd race to use them. But if I don't use them by the end of the 3rd race, I lose them. Okay? That's how sponsor cards work. One-time deals, and they go directly into your hand after you shuffle. So these will go, they will be in our hand, and they will not count towards our initial 7 cards. They do count, though, as cards in your hand. So whenever you discard at the end of your turn, you're going to have to count them if you still have them in your hand. Making this sense? I hope so, because that's how I understand it. And let me just make sure. They are special upgrades that are one-time use only. Remove them from the game at the end of the turn when you play them. Like any other upgrade card, you're allowed to discard them. Unused sponsorship cards are carried over to the next race, but no value when the season's over. Each time you gain one, draw the top from the sponsorship directly into your hand. If the deck is empty, just shuffle. If there's no such cards, shuffle the cards that we were playing since the start of the race to form a new sponsorship deck. If there are no such cards, you don't get anything. Alright, and you don't get any sponsorship in a turn where you spin out. Alright, so we get 2. And every player would get 2, by the way. But in this case, it's just us. And the 2 we got are, this is +2 to your slipstream, and you cannot discard the card. And it's mandatory. So let me make sure that I'm understanding that one correct. Oh, nope, it just means it's one-time use. That's all. It's just one-time use. So I'll get a +2 to my slipstream. Twice. I got 2 of the same thing. Alright, I'm going to put that in my hand. And then we got to shuffle this, and we're going to... Oh, we can't shuffle it yet. We got to get the stress card still. Next, we got to put the photo people on A. So this is the part that confused me. It said use the track. Oh, here. I bet this is what it means. Use these cards here. So for Great Britain, A is that corner right there. Can you see that little red letter? That's an A. That's a D, C, E, and B. A little hard to read. It's just as hard to read in person as it is on the camera. But yeah, that's corner A right there. So what that means is we take this little dude and we put him up here in the corner. So basically, if you could go around that corner and you take 2 heat, so you go 2 more than the corner says, you get a sponsorship card. Because, you know, the photographers are wowed, and you made the front page of the Sporting News or whatever. Okay, so that's that. And then it's just telling you to apply weather effects. That's the last thing. So I'm going to set this off to the side now. And the weather effects are as simple as we take these and we shuffle. Actually, I'm going to move my cards around. And we just get one of these. We're going to grab that one. Set the rest off to the side. And it is this guy. So, looks like partially cloudy or whatever that weather would represent. -1 stress card. So what you do is you put it here. So now we're going to draw 6 heat cards for the map, and normally you draw 3 stress, but now you're going to draw 1 less. So you're going to only draw 2. So that's what the weather does. So it's just changing the number of cards you put into your deck, and of course I grabbed 3 of them. So I'm only grabbing 2, and I'm putting that in, and then I'm going to grab 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, you always have a heat card that's in your starter deck. So technically you have 7, but there's 6 here. And then of course now I shuffle and draw 7. But we're not done with the weather step. There's still another step after this, but let me get this. I can only do one thing at a time here. So let me get this done, and then we're off to the races. We do have to determine like a order for things to go. I'm going to just choose to make myself last. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll look at those cards later. And of course they get bundled in with our sponsorship cards. We start the game in first gear. Oh, we need to look up that weather effect. 1 second. There was a... So see this right here? No cooldown allowed in this sector during the react step. What sector? No cooldown allowed in this sector after the react step. Wonder what sector they're referring to. That's the next thing we got to do, by the way, is we have to do the sector setup. So let's talk about that real quick. So you see all these little tents. That's what these are. They look like books to me, but they're the tops of tents. It's very intense, this game. So every corner is going to get an effect, and the effects look like this. So you have, so they look like books on the other side, but you have like all these effects. And not a single one of them is the thing that we needed, but I don't think that's the way it works. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to flip these over and then we're going to draw. We have to draw 1 for each corner. Now, what's a corner, you ask? Well, that's a simple one. That's a corner. Anywhere you see one of these is a corner. So that's a simple answer. But when you draw one, and I'm just going to turn a few back over again. There you go. There's 2 types. You get the kind that have the arrows that go back and forth, or you get this type. Okay, so let's say for this corner, I drew this. Then what happens is I put this here, because that represents this corner. It's a little, I would have put it over here, but I didn't get to design the game. And all that means is that when you go around this corner, you have to take a heat. This is the exclamation is an unavoidable must do. So it's just, this corner gives you a heat, okay, always. Doesn't matter what you do. This is a different one. This is saying, okay, if I drew it for this corner, I would put it here instead of here. Okay, this would no longer be there. And what that's saying is the little arrows are saying from this corner to that corner, this section of track has this rule. Okay? So this this here is saying that for this section of track, there's no no thermal cooldown allowed. And I think we finally figured out what this number up here means. It's for the 5. Because if you look on the track, there's only one 5, and it's right here. So I'm guessing that the weather effect is for this. So for this section, between here and here, there's no cooldown allowed. That's my guess. I honestly don't understand how a weather card says that there's a section effect. Let me check. Yeah, it just says no cooldown allowed in this sector during the react step. But what does this sector mean? It has to be sector 5 there. That's my guess, is that it's sector 5. I think that's finally making sense. Because it was driving me nuts what the heck that 5 meant. And I think I figured it out myself. Okay, so we still have to draw one for each corner, though. And the race starts, by the way, over here. And I am choosing to start in last spot. And then I'm just going to do the old-fashioned, whatever one drops out of my hand first. There we go. So everybody did their qualifying laps and did way better than me. I was having a McDonald's and slushy, so I came in last. Alright, that's how we're going to start. Okay, if we go around the track, the first corner is over here. And so I'm just shuffling these tokens off camera. And here's the first one. I got to stand up so I can reach across the table. This is our first one. So it goes in the section, which is here. So what this is saying is that the slipstream is +1 for the sector. Then we now do this corner. I'm going to go ahead and draw another one. And we'll draw that one. And it's another sector one. So for this sector, nothing happens. I gotta check that. What does that mean? What does it mean? It's just a cloud. Oh, weather effects apply to this sector. Oh! I am such a goofus. So what that's saying is this applies to that sector. Okay. So my little quest for what this 5 means is still undetermined. Alright, now I feel better, much better that I understand this. Here we go, we got another sector effect. And then we come around to this corner. And this is a very short sector. Oh, this one has a -1, so this 4 just became a 3. Okay? And then this one here, oh, we got the heat. It's the exact one I drew before. And then these ones are just not used for this particular map. And so you can see how this adds a nice variety to the game. And that is all the expansions and everything that comes with the game. I think it adds a whole lot of much needed flavor over the basic game. The basic game was fun, but not that much fun. I don't know how much more fun this is, but I think this one at least gives me a lot more to think about and churn over. The biggest one is, just understand, I have to get 2 more heat than the 10 that's listed there. Or I basically have to get a 12. I have to draw 2 more heat, or 2 heat from the corner in order to gain a sponsor card. And I think it is a single sponsor card. To gain a sponsorship card, you must either cross the corner line thanks to your slipstream move. Speed is irrelevant if you're using slipstream. Or exceed the speed limit by 2 or more. And you cannot gain more than 1 sponsorship card each time you go through a press corner. So, yeah, so you couldn't be, if you're going through at a speed of 2 or more and you're slipstreaming. So I guess, yeah, you can't do that. You're not going to get 2 sponsorship cards. So, yeah, they're waiting at the corner, the press, at corner A. And I happen to have 2 press guys. Oh, yeah, look, that one is C and E, so there's double the press on that one. So, yeah, those are both Great Britain. So, Great Britain has a lot of the press. We don't. Okay, there we go. So, here we go. Start our engines. I'm just going to do quick shuffle of the AI deck. And that was not a really great shuffle, but I didn't know what they were anyways. Okay, here's our cards. We are in first gear. We got to decide what we're going to do. We have a massive straightway, and then even the corner is just a 10. So I for sure want to shift up. But let's look at our hand first. I think I want to... I'm going to take a heat to shift up twice. And so I'm going to start in third gear. And we're going to go 4, 3, and 3. Yeah, I'm holding onto this 5 for later. So we're going to just play everything we got. Alright, here we go. I'm going to move the camera up closer so you can see. I am going to stand up because this is a part of the table I have trouble reaching. Okay, so for this this sector, there is no sector effect here, so we're good. And here we go. And by the way, the AI is immune to just about everything. They're not immune to the corner speed changing, though. Okay. Actually, let me check that. Maybe they're completely immune to all weather. The AI is very simple. They tried to make it very simple. Legends never slipstream, use heat, or cool down. Legends count when determining adrenaline. When the Legends deck is empty, shuffle. Yeah, so it does apply. The weather effects will apply as long as it doesn't require them to gain heat or do slipstreams. Okay, so you got the card in front of you there. Looks like red and green are off to a great start. We're behind the line. So it's just as simple as, let's do them one at a time. So starting with black there, it looks like he's going to move 15 and he's on the 15. So he's going to move all the way up to the 0. Perfect start for him. Then red is going to move 18, but he's going to get stuck, so he's going to have to fall back to the 3. Yellow is moving 14, he's on to 16, so he's moving to 2. Gray is moving 11 from 16, so he's going to the 5. Green, 19, but 17, so he's going to drop back to the 3. And then blue, 13, instead of 17, and he's at the 4. So you can see everybody is lined up just like this. And actually this is the inside track. So these two need to switch places. So it's like this. Alright, now it's to me, and I gotta be careful I don't bump things. Like I said, I played a 4, 3, and 3, so that's 10. So I'm at 18. If I move 10, I get to 8. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a heat and do an adrenaline boost, or whatever that thing is called. And I got a 2. And then I'm going to do a 2 right here. And now I get to slipstream. And I just so happen to have some slipstream bonuses here. So I don't know if I was supposed to play those cards. You know what? I think I was supposed to play them as part of my move, wasn't I? That makes that a lot harder. I don't think I can just play them for the +2. I have to actually That has to be like 2 of my 3 cards. Yeah, I can't play those yet. So, so I get a slipstream bonus of 2, and that moves me up to there. So I'm right along with them. I thought we had... Nope, we did not. I want to look up... So for the sponsorship card... Yeah. I think I have to play that as a 1, which makes it not nearly as cool. Those are, what kind? Yeah. So I just gotta know I'm gonna be slipstreaming with those. Alright, it is what it is. So, I took my 2 heat, that's the end of the round. What am I gonna discard? I could discard the slipstream cards. Otherwise, I'm holding on to 6 cards. And I would only draw 1. I'll do that. I'll hold on to all 6. I'm going to draw 1. And there we go. Okay, next round. I am upshifting to 4th gear. The corner speed is 10, so I feel really good about this. The AI, of course, is first. This goes into the discard pile. So we'll draw their card, and this is what they got. Remember, they're all in front of the corner. I have to either slipstream through the corner, which I highly doubt is going to happen, or I have to do at least a speed of 12, because the corner speed is 10. And again, I gotta stand up here real quick. Put this up here. We don't have any weather effects yet. The slipstream is +1 once I get into this sector. And let's go. So this is Black. He's first. He has a 3 plus 10 is 13. This is a 14. So that's technically a 15. So he's going to go all the way down to 2. Boy, he's ripping. We got a 13 here. So 12, 11, 10. And then we go to 4. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a 13. That's an 11. So 11, 10, 9, 8. And that goes to 7. And then red has a 2. So that's 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. 14 minus 8 is 6. And then this is a 1. So 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. 14 minus 7 is 7. And then this one, blue, is a 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It goes down to the 8. And then us. We're next. So we're going to play 4 cards. I was supposed to play them first, I guess, before knowing what the outcome was, but I was going to do this one for 1, this one for 2, and then 3 and 4. This does not count towards the speed limit, so I'm going to go ahead and play that instead. I don't know if I'm going to get to 12. So there you have it. So I only have 5 points so far in speed. I can go up to 12 in order to get the sponsorship. But I have a stress, so here's the first card for the stress. Second card for the second stress. So there you have it. I'm going 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this does not have a speedometer on it, so this doesn't count either. So I'm going 10 speed. I did not get the sponsorship. I needed 12. And I'm technically only going 9 speed for the purposes of the corner. So, alright, so 10 speed, And I'm banking on being able to slipstream, or at least I'm hoping to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and right there is the slipstream. And I'm going to absolutely do that. So I normally get the slipstream 2, but this is a +2, and that's a +1. So I get +3, so I get to go 5 spaces on my slipstream. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just skyrocketed up to second place. And last but not least is Gray. He's going 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And he also has to stop here. Everybody wanted to go to 7. Alright, that's the end of the round. So now we just factored in weather, slipstream bonuses, sponsorship cards, and this card, since I used it, is now gone. It says from the game, so I put it in a different discard pile for now. These cards are for sure discarded. I obviously chose not to do a thermal boost or whatever that's called. I'm going to hold on to these 3. I might discard this one. Now I'll hold on to it. I'm going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I drew a bunch of duds. That's for sure. Okay, next round. I am up to the 6. I normally would downshift. However, with all these low cards, I don't see a reason to. So I'm going to just stay right where I'm at in 4th gear. And we're going to zip right around this corner. Okay, what cards am I going to play, though? I am going to play... Remember, this doesn't count towards your corner. So I'm holding on to that. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3... Do I really do this as 4th? I could be losing that and not using it. But I would only be moving 4 spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm just going to barely make it around this corner. But I'll do it. I'll do that. Okay. Let's draw the AI card. There we go. Everybody is past the line, so we're all going to be using the top here. And the guy in first place is black. So if I put this down here, you can see he has a 1. And this is a 6, so he's going to move 7 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and next up is us. And this is where the slipstream's not going to work. So I played the card. Does that mean I lose it? I think it does. So I don't get to use the +2 slipstream. It's such a weird card. It's an RPM card. Powerful Engine allows your card to respond faster. When played at key moments, these cards make it easier for you to accelerate past opponents. They are used to help you slipstream and overtake all over the track, but are most effective in and around corners. Yeah, because it what it did was it made my 6 turn into a 7 for the corner. That's what it's saying. Although that's not what the symbology says. Anyways, it is what it is. So I'm going to play that I lost the card. I just don't get the slipstream because I moved to here. Actually, I could slipstream. Let me take it back. I'm going to go ahead and take a heat for an adrenaline boost. Here's the first card. I drew a 1. Yay us. So I still didn't do anything to burn the corner, but I made it 1 extra space. So much sadness. I am going to... I'm going to discard all 3 of these cards. Then we're going to draw 1, 2, and shuffle the rest. This is where all the cards you played gets shuffled in, because we're at the draw step. But if I had to draw from here before then that's one of the errors I mentioned at the beginning of the video. 3, 4. Let's see, I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's get everybody else taken care of. We got red. The number is 6 plus 2 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yellow is also 8. That's a 7. And then green is a 9. And then blue is a 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. And then gray is a 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So 2 of them didn't make it around the corner. And that's always good for us, because that means they get bogged back. Alright. Next up is, we are now in the section where we are not allowed to do thermal cooldowns. So we can't get rid of heat cards in this section. Thankfully, it's just a short section here. I am in 4th gear, and I am going to stay in 4th gear. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in 4th gear. So we're gonna just zip through this. So what 4 cards am I gonna play? Well, we're gonna play 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm gonna hold on to those. Alright, and just to be clear, this is going to add +2 to my speed limit, so that means that I'm going to have a 7 speed limit instead of a 5. And per the rules update... Oh no, what's going on? My camera looks frozen. Oh, come on. It is frozen. Okay, it appears to be back. So my apologies. I don't know how much you've missed. I'm really grateful I looked over at my my software and saw that my camera was frozen, but it was frozen right here. So I know it didn't freeze that long ago, but you maybe lost a few minutes. So here's what I played. I played the tires, which is going to increase my speed to 7 because the corner is a 5. And then I played a 4 and a 0, but the 0 and the 5 don't count towards my corner speed. So I get a 5 for basically for free. So the only thing that's counting towards my corner speed is the 4 plus these 2. And those 2, of course, are going to draw from they're 2 stress. They count as 2 stress, basically. Alright, so black goes first, and here's what they look like. So black being here. The gray and the black are the 2 that I have trouble discerning with my old eyes. I'm going to go ahead and lay that here. So we are inside the turn. So black gets a 5 plus a 0. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the solid line is where? It's on this side. So he's over here. Okay, and then it's us. We're next. So, like I said, we're going to do 9, but so far only 4 counts to the corner. But we have 2 stress cards here, so that we ignore. Ignore. There's a 2. Oh, and a 4. So we're going to get a lot of heat here. So we got 4, 8, that's a 10 for going around this corner. And this gives me a +2, so that makes that 5 turn into a 7. And I got to grab 3 heat cards. And boy, did I get lucky. Because look, that's all I have left is 3 heat cards. I am completely out of heat at the moment. But that is that's 10 for this, and then I got another 5 for that. I got to be careful, because if you go around 2 turns, you spin out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I just spun out. Oh my goodness. That puts me all the way back to here. I shift down to 1st gear, and then I have to put all the cards back. Oh, what else happens when you spin out? It's not good. Spinning out is... it sucks. Oh, come on. I know they're in here. Oh no, it says if you drive through several corners on the same turn, you must pay for each of them separately, starting with the first corner line you crossed. It's only if the AI goes through two corners. Right here. If you drive through several corners on the same turn, you must pay for each of them separately, starting with the first corner line you crossed. Oh, but that makes it worse. Yeah, I still spun out. So what it is I drove at a 15, but my spin out is at the second corner, not the first. I was able to pay for the first, because I had the 3 heat cards for the first corner. But when I got to the second corner, I couldn't draw any more heat cards here, because this is a 6, remember, because of my tires? So even though that's a 6, oh, it actually became a 5 because of this. But anyways, I spun out. So I go down to first gear and I have no heat cards left. So sucks to suck, doesn't it? I mean, being down in first gear is not the worst thing in the world given my hand, but then I have to take, if I was in third or fourth gear, I have to take 2 extra stress cards. So these 2 stress cards are now drawn, and I think they go into my hand. Go and check that real quick. I was just there. Yep, into my hand. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I cannot discard 4 of them. It's okay, I'm just going to draw 2 more. I'm only in first gear, and look at that. I have a heat-riddled hand. So I think I'm going to stay in first gear around this next turn. What do you think? Okay, everybody else gets to go. We are at a red, who has a 1 plus 5 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green is a 1 plus 5 is 6. Then yellow, 2 plus 5 is 7. Technically yellow was supposed to go first over green. Gray, which is here, he has a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then blue is a 3 plus 6 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is the AI rule. If they go through 2 turns, they go back to before the second turn. I think it's just 1 spot before. I'm checking real quick. I always miss the, because it's called Legends mode. Legends may never cross 2 corners in the same move. If this is about to happen, place it in the first space with a free spot before the second corner. Okay, we did it perfectly. Alright, so there you go. That is done. And I thought for sure my camera locked up again. I was getting a little upset. Alright, we move on to next round, of course. I am actually leading. So even with the spin out, I'm leading, but as you know, I am staying in first gear because I'm in a bit of a trouble, and I have to play 1 card. So I'm actually going to play a stress card. So let's see what I get. Here's the first. I got a 1. And a 1 is all I needed to get through the corner. So I will do that. I will go through the corner with a whopping 1. And I got rid of the stress card in the process, and then I have 1, 2, 3 heat cards I'm going to get rid of and put that back. So we're cooling down around these corners, and that's what I have left in my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do an adrenaline boost. I did not have the heat to do that. The adrenaline boost, by the way, is here. The cooldown is also in the same step. I think you could do those in any order. I'm looking. No. The cooldown if you have adrenaline, adrenaline is about adding an extra speed if you were in last place. That's what that is. So the turbo surge is, where is that? Oh yeah, the boost. It's after the cooldown. So I could have done that. See, the boost and the cooldown is all part of this. This is, if you were in last place, you get to do a +1. And you also get an extra, one of these. So when we started the race and I was in last place, I could have taken an extra +1. I forgot to do that. I don't like spending my time in last place, so I always forget that rule. Sorry about that. So the order of this is I actually could do the boost, because the cooldown and the boost can be done in any order. So I could have cooldown, which puts 3 heat here, and then I can boost, which puts 1 here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that means these cards I just drew, I didn't look at them, I'm going to put them back, and I'm going to draw to boost. So I boosted 1. I guess. Was that worth a heat? I have no idea. Alright, now I'm going to draw 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. We got cards back in my hand, and I could have discarded. I think I'm trying to rush too much. So here we go. Players. Starting with black, he has a 3 plus this is now a 3, which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then looks like red, which is a 1 plus 3 is 4. Then yellow, also 4. Then these guys back here are not even past this, but that's a 5. 5 for, let's see, green goes first. 6 for green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, didn't mean to do a crash. 6. Blue goes 5. Has to stop there. And then gray in last place is going to go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And since he was going to go around 2 turns, he has to come back. So they will stop there. So we got a nice little logjam going on here after my spin out. So everybody caught back up to me. Okay, I am going to shift up to second gear, which will let me get rid of 1 heat. Largely because I only have 1 heat in my hand. And it does let me play 2 cards. This corner only has a speed of 3, and it requires me to take a heat. So I got to be mindful of that. And I happen to be 4 spaces away from the corner, which is not good. This is normally when I would take the heat to go around the corner, but I only have 2 heat cards. And if I take a heat to go around this corner, I have to, here. Let me pause 1 second. Yeah, if I have to draw a heat card and I don't have the heat, I spin out. Or if it's an optional decision, you just can't do it. Yeah, this is a crappy place to be in. When you have to move 4 spaces, but the corner speed is only 3. This is where I needed those tires. I'm going to do a stress and a 1. How about that? Alright, black. Black is going to move 1 plus 3 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets him to there. Then it's me. So here's the draw. I drew a 4. So I'm at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just did another spin out. So I got to go back to here. I am back to first gear. I drew the 2 heat cards. And yeah, that's it. So I get to discard, and I'm going to discard my 2. So I have a hand of 4. I do gain another stress card that goes into my hand, so that puts it to 5. This makes it 6. And then I got to shuffle for the 7th. I was 1 point, by drawing that 4, it put me 1 point more than I should have to go around that corner. And what sucks is I still have to go around the corner. So that set me back a bit. And yeah, it is what it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then one more for 7. I drew a heat. Okay, so I spun out twice in Great Britain. I'm not doing well. I'm blaming the weather. Totally blaming the weather. Alright, here we go. And this is going to force me to gain a heat again. I can't gain another heat. I don't have any. Oh, that's... Okay, so green is first. This is a 3 now. Plus 2 is 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then gray. 4. Red. 3. Yellow. 6. And blue. 5. Like so. Alright, next round. Am I doing first gear or second? I have exactly 2 heat in my hand. First gear is going to hurt me. This is like when you really need to jam it, because it's like, it's wide open here. I'm going to jam up to second gear. I have to. I can't not do it. So we're going to move 6 spaces. I can't. I got to go around the corner. I'm staying in first gear. Jerks. I can only play 1 card, and it can only be a 3. So I'll play a 3. Exactly that. And then I will discard the 2 heat. Like so. And technically he still gets to go, but 1, 2, 3, I would get to go next. So we're just going to take my turn while I'm on it. And then I'm going to discard my 2. So that leaves me with 3 cards. So 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what I drew. So we got a lot of stress. Okay, I forgot to take the black turn, of course. I got to do that right away. He's moving 16 spaces. This is a 27. So minus 10 is 17. Minus 6 is 11. He's all the way around the bend. And then we have green here. 2 plus 3 is 5. Yellow, 3. Up. I moved the wrong person. He was on 28, so he's going to 12. Gray. Blue. And red. Alright. This is more fun with more racers. I like the game of life idea. Okay, now we go to the next round. I'm in the big straightaway. Do I really take a heat? I think I have to. Otherwise I'm only going to be in second gear, although I could get rid of a heat. You know what? I'm just going to do second gear, and I know I'm doing this a little bit out of order, but that will allow me to get rid of that heat. And then I'm going to go ahead and play 2 stress cards for my second gear. Okay, so let's draw. Now, mind you, I can always do an adrenaline boost, which means that that heat card that I discarded is not technically there, but I still have 2 more, so I'm not concerned. Okay, let's do them in order. Black is past the line, but the corner is a 10, and black has a 0, so he moves exactly 10. He's on the 12, so he's going to stop at the 2, and that's going to hang him up, which is good because he's way out in the lead. Everybody else is just going to haul butt. This is moving 11, so 25 to 15 to 14. Blue is moving 15, so this is 26 to 16 to 11. Gray is moving 17, so 27 to 10. And then yellow is moving 18, 28. He ends on 10. And then red is moving 16 from 29, so that's 10, 13. So right now, the AI is looking like that. And I'm spacing out. I need to stop recording probably. I really should have taken my turn when it was actually my turn, because I can't slipstream against people who were behind me. And of course I don't even remember who was behind me, but I have a feeling I'm going to be way behind them here. I am technically losing this game. So here we go. I drew a 2 and a 4, so I got 6. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I am going to adrenaline boost this for 1. That stinks. I took a heat for 1. Alright, and then like I said, I already discarded the heat card, so everything is hunky-dory there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in my hand. 5, 6, 7, which gave me a bunch of junk, and off we go. Next round. Alright, let's play this properly, in the right order. I am dead last, so let's not forget that I get a +1 for being dead last. I get to shift to 3rd gear, and I will take the heat to go to 4th gear. So we're going to play 4 cards. And I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to remember to discard that. So we're going to play those 4. And let's see how the AI does. Alright, so starting with black there, he's going to move 10 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, or 11, 10, 9. 14 minus 9 is 5. These guys, gray is moving 10 plus 1. It's on the 10. So he gets around the corner. Yellow, moving 12. Also around the corner. Blue's moving 11. It's going to be at the 0. Red, 11. Yes, 11. 13 minus 11 is 2. And then green is moving 10. Is at the 4. So that's how they look going around that corner. And black is way up in the lead. And we are way in the rear. So I have a 13 so far. Then we're going to draw. So that becomes 15. And then I'm going to take a heat to get an adrenaline boost for 16. Boy, my adrenaline boosts have not paid off for me. I'm at 16, and I'm going to, since I'm in last place, I get 1 more for 17. So here I go. I'm at 20 minus 17 puts me at 3. And then I'm going to slipstream 2 more. So I finally did it correctly. And then I got to go around that corner and gain 2 heat, which guess what? I'm not going to be able to do But if I would have been able to slipstream through the corner, I would have gotten a sponsorship, but I didn't. So I have 3 cards. I'm going to discard this one. So I'm at 2 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the entire hand. And that puts me to this. I don't know. I cut back up, but I don't think I'm doing all that well. Alright, so I got to get around this corner. I'm going to stay in 4th gear. I have a movement of 10, but I can do all kinds of stuff here. I could do this, which makes it a 12. I'm not sure I want to. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. The 5 and the 0 don't count, so my speed is only a 4 plus whatever I draw, so I'm going to for sure not have to draw any heat cards. If I have to draw one single heat, I'm going to spin out, which means that by the time I get to this corner where you have to draw a heat, I need to have cooled off by then, and there is no cool off in this stretch here. So I got to pick and choose when I'm going to do it, but right now, that's my only option. So I'm going to stick with it. The slipstream is a +1 here, and so this will be a 9 plus whatever I draw. Alright, let's draw for the AI. Last card for them. So we got, he is inside the line, so he's got a 1 plus a 6, 7. And he's at the 5, so he is going to get around the corner. So black is just rocking and rolling here. I'm going to move the press to the other side so we can see the board a little better. Alright, yellow is behind the line, so it's moving 10. So this goes down to 3. Gray is at 14. He's moving 15, so he's going to stop at the 2. Blue gets a 10 plus 0, so he's moving 10, or 9, puts him at the 5, and then it's me. So I'm moving 9. Oh, I gotta shuffle. I do need to sleeve these cards. This is sort of fun. I think the AI is so simple. I totally understand why people enjoy this. I can also understand why some people think this is too simple. You know, are my choices meaningful? Of course they are. Is there still luck? Of course. I don't think you should advertise this game to be more than what it is, but it's fun. I like it. You know, this is a keeper. I have Formula D as well. I don't know if I need to own both, but you know, which one do I prefer? I think I prefer this because rolling dice is so random. But anyways, here we go. I drew a 3. So that's 7 towards the corner. I'm totally safe there. But it's 5, 9, 12. So 12 points of movement. Should get us somewhere decent. So 11 and 10, that would put me down to the 4. And oh my gosh, look at this. I get a +1 to my slipstream, so I could go 1, 2, 3. And that puts me right up there. Excellent day. Alright, next up is red. This is 3 plus 10 is 13. 12, 11, 10 brings them down to the 4. And then green is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7 brings them to the 7. So there you go. We're flying along. We're in the second lap. I think every one of these races is just 2 laps, but we went from last place the last time to we're now sitting in second place again. I mean, it swings. You can really catch up with the slipstream thing. That slipstream is pretty wicked, to be honest. Alright, I cannot cool down in this next corner, but I am going to downshift to 3rd to prepare for cooldown, because I got to get rid of these heat cards. And I forgot to draw up my hand, so I have 3 here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and a bunch of these are going to be heat. We got heat and stress. Alright, so the speed limit is 6. I am playing 3 cards, and so the only 3 cards I can play are these. I do run the risk of going over 6, so if I draw a 3 and a 3, I'm screwed. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in. That actually draws 4 cards, but it gives me a +2 to my speed limit. I don't know if that makes it any better. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want to go any more than 8. I would spin out. I would be going through 2 corners. So that'd be 2, and let's say it's an average of 3. That's 5, 8, 11, and I only need an 8. The tires are not as good as I thought they would be. And if that's a 3 and that's a 3. Now, with my luck, these should be 1s, right? Because that's what I always draw. And technically, I'm not supposed to look at my discard pile. I'm supposed to remember, which I think is a dumb rule. But, yeah, I have to play it. It's either that or I play the tires, which then draws 2. Okay, AI's first. Black is a 2 plus 5 is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He made it around the corner. Next is us. So we got a 2. Discard. Oh no, that's a 6. Oh no. I spun out again. I was in what, 3rd gear? So that means I gained 2 more stress cards in my hand. I can't stand it. I mean, even when I'm trying, I can't get around these corners. That really hosed me. I drew 2 4s. How many times did I want to draw a 4 in that procedure, and I got 1s? And no, I wanted a 1, and I couldn't get one. So here I go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to draw 1 more card. There's my 7. I'm down in 1st gear, and I'm hosed. Okay. Silver. 6. Yellow. 7. Red. 9. Blue. 7. Green. 9. Okay. We are in dead last again, so I get to trigger that bonus I told you I never want to trigger. We are in 1st gear, and I'm going to stay in 1st gear. And I'm going to play 1 card, a stress card. And that is going to allow me to get rid of 3 heat. I'm just going to set those to the side right now. And those are my cards. Sorry about that. So my 1 stress card, there's karma. I must have been really bad and mean to somebody on Facebook today. So, just so you know, the carnival, or the karmic forces of the world have brought me back to Earth. Alright, so I get my 1. But I get the slipstream, which is, yeah, that's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and slipstream for 2. No. I don't go first. Sorry, they go first. So, I don't get the slipstream yet. They go first. Okay, let's move them first. My apologies. I am really brain farting a lot in this playthrough. So, here we go. Black is... This is a 3, so that helps us. And then red is a 5 plus 2 is 7. And then yellow, 8. Gray, 7. Blue, 7. Green, 5. Alright, now I get to go with my whopping 1. So that doesn't do diddly for me. but I did make it around the corner. I did get rid of 3 heat, and I have 3 cards in my hand. I am going to get rid of the 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And yeah, I have a lot of stress because of the way I've been playing. And I am going to shift up to second gear since I don't have any heat cards in my hand. I am way behind, and I'm losing this race right now all of a sudden. So here we go. Red goes 3 spaces. Black 5. Yellow 5. Gray 4. Blue 4. Green 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I was supposed to play my cards. My apologies. We were doing a 2. I am 6 spaces away. So I'm actually going to do a 3 and then my tires, because the tires let me draw 2. Oh, look at that. Here's that 1 again. There we go. So we got a 7. But this +2 gives me a +2. Here, I'll show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would normally be 2 over, right? But the tires gave me a +2, so I can go 7. So I was within the speed limit for that turn because of my tires. That's where the tires pay off. And they actually helped me a ton because I needed to go a big distance to get around that turn. So that was good. I'm concerned about the next turn, though. That one over there is even worse. And I may have cheated. I'm not allowed to get rid of heat when I'm in this section. And I can't remember when I was in first gear. I think when I moved into this section, I got rid of this heat that was in my hand. So technically, I wasn't supposed to have, I couldn't have gotten rid of the heat until I got past this section. So I'm going to put these 3 back in my hand, and I'm only going to get rid of 1 heat because I'm in second gear. So I only have 1 heat card gotten rid of. Now, I know I drew up to 7, and I can't retcon that, folks, but I can at least fix that part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now I'm just going to draw 1 for 7. And being just 1 space past the corner is not very helpful, because now I got to get past the next corner, which only has a speed limit of 3, and that's not going to happen. I'm way behind. Ugh. And I'm not getting rid of my heat. I drew another stress card. Okay, not good, not good. Oh, I would have gotten rid of my 1 and 2. So I'm going to draw 2 more. Here we go. That's what I got. Alright, so for this next round, and I'm going to slow down and not make so many mistakes. I am staying in second gear because I want to get rid of 1 of this heat. I am going to play this 5, which does not count against the speed limit. And then I'm going to play the 3, which will count against the speed limit, but it's only a 3. Is that really what I want to do? Because then I'm going to have all this junk. Or I just want to play 2 of these and be done. I got to move 5 spaces. Nope, 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 nope. I'm going to do exactly that. There's a part of me that wants to play this instead of the 3, which I will. I'm going to do that instead of the 3. I'm going to risk another spin out, but I have to. It's the only way I can catch these guys. It's the only way, folks. If I stand a chance in this race, I gotta take some gambles here, which I already did, but I gotta take more. Okay, black is first. This is a 3 plus 2 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to win next race, next round. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't go 6, so it'll stop here. And then green. 5. Alright, so they're done. Now it's my turn. And I have a 5, and I'm drawing. That's a perfect 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you would think I spun out that corner. The speed limit's 3, but I only have a 2 against my speed limit because the 5 doesn't count. If it doesn't have the speedometer symbol, it doesn't count. It's a special card. So I was able to do 7, and you can see here I have 1 heat. So I'm actually going to take a heat. Nope, no, because if I get more, I'm going to be screwed if I take more. I'm just going to be happy with the 7. And then because I'm in second gear, I get rid of one of my heat. So I can get rid of this. And now I'm at 4 cards. 5, 6, 7. There we go. Alright, and we're in the final stretch, so I gotta make something, so I'm gonna go up to 3rd gear to go around this corner. And yeah, we're gonna play. My dog's gonna start barking soon. I'm gonna play the tires for 1. And remember, this turn is a 3. So we're gonna do that one for 2 and that one for 3. Like so. Okay. I can only go 3. Well, actually, the tires make it a 5. That's the best I can do. This is going to kill me. But here we go. I'm going to draw. Black moves 19, which is more than enough, I think. It just needs to get to 14. Yep, black finishes in first place. Yellow is next. It's moving 12. So 18, 17, 16. He did not finish. Red moving 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Red finishes in second place. And by the way, it's not who crosses first, it's how far they go past the finish line, but red just barely crossed it. Silver is 18, so this goes to, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Silver takes first place from everybody with that 18. So black moves to second and red moves to third. And then these guys are not going to finish before me. He's moving exactly 3. This one is moving 4. And now we got to see if I spin out or not. It's 50-50 in my opinion. So let's do this one first. I can't keep that. That doesn't count. Oh, it's not looking good. And then I got 2 more here. Oh, there's a good one. Oh my gosh. Alright, I lost. I lost miserably. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On a turn that has a speed limit of 3. 4, 5. So that means I gotta take 4 heat cards. There is no more heat cards to take. I spin out. I am dead last. It's not even worth playing anymore. Yeah, I'm done. There's no point. I guess we gotta see who wins. So next round, I'm not gonna bother playing my cards. Yellow is, let's see, they move 13 spaces, so they're clearly gonna get the next one. No one's gonna beat yellow. Then just between blue and green. Blue's moving 16, which crosses, and green moves 12, which does not cross. But I'm still not going to beat green, because green's going to be one space away from the finish line, and I still have to go around that corner. So there you have it. That is the finish of the first race, and I did as awful as you can expect. But what do you expect for somebody who spins out as often as I just did? I'm not sure how I could have expected it to turn out any differently there. Okay, I just found a pen and some paper. You probably need to find better paper, but this is just the back of our Spruance Leader sheet that we were using. Gonna go ahead and cross that out. Alright, so we got, this is 1961. Race 1. Right? So we got silver, black, red, yellow, blue, green, and Jeff. So just make our own little line here. And then, alright, so for race number 1, it looks like first place is 9 points. So 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a big chump. There you go. So that's the first race of this championship season. I don't like those tires at all. I would rather get the Supercharge or something. Having to draw 2 stress cards while going around a corner is stressful, to be quite honest. And it makes the tires, like if I could just add +2 to my cornering without having to draw 2 stress cards, those tires would be amazing. But as they stand, they're not upgrades to me at all. I don't know who play tested that, but that's awful. There was only one time those tires paid off for me. And it took luck, tons and tons of luck. Anyways, I actually think that it cost me to have the tires and the other slipstream thing. But there you go. So it's just rinse and repeat until you're done with the whole season. And yeah, I'm off to a blistering start. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.